Hey everyone, it's Job. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be opening some Happy Mail and we're going to be turning that into a journal spread. And honestly, I'm so hyped because I received this beautiful, beautiful Happy Mail from Natasha of Brash and Sassy on Instagram and other social media. I actually interacted with Natasha on Twitch, I think the most, and I didn't know she was sending this over, but holy crap, I went to my PO box and this was waiting for me. It's one of the most beautiful and aesthetically pleasing Happy Mail packages I've received. I believe she made this envelope with this beautiful Avril yarn, or as I like to call it, the Avril Lavigne yarn. I think Avril yarn is like a small company that does like artisanal yarn. It's so beautiful. I always hoard whatever yarn I get from there, or at least from Happy Mail, because I've never purchased an order, but I plan to do so. But look at this beautiful Happy Mail envelope that holds all these beautiful paper bits. This top piece of paper is handmade paper. It's so beautiful. It's so delicate, and I definitely need to be a little bit more gentle with it because I am a little bit rough with it, but it's so beautiful. She placed these nice vellum sheets of paper which has a subtle print. This has classic-y vibes, which is one of my favorite stationery brands, and then this beautiful yet subdued chocolate print. You would think chocolate and like candies would be like really bright, but this has like that nice muted feel, and I love this kind of grid washi paper. It's backed, I don't think it's washi, I think it's craft paper, but it's beautiful. I love anything with a grid on it. This is a stunning clear sticker which we'll be using in today's journal spread as kind of like a main focal point. And then we have this vellum tip-in. This film strip inspired me a lot, and I actually made my own personal sticker sheet of film strips to use in my journal. This is a cute little bookmark that I should use in my books. And then these photograph like tip-ins or ephemera pieces are actually washi stickers, which are amazing. These would be really cool as like a cover for a journal. So I am so thankful for all the beautiful paper bits, and I'm so happy that I was able to showcase Natasha's beautiful work. Go check her out on Instagram because she's so talented. Her collages are beautiful, and she sent over so many amazing things. She's so kind of generous. But yeah, this is what we're going to be using in today's journaling spread, and I actually didn't disassemble this kind of paper holding contraption or ephemera holding contraption because it's so nice, and I kind of want to study it because I want to make something like this too, and maybe send something like this back to Natasha because it's so cool. But I really wanted to use this envelope because it is stunning, and I wanted to make sure I repurposed her collage to pay homage to her. I feel like that rhymed, but I don't think it did. And I fussy cut, literally with an X-Acto knife, the collage out because I thought I could peel it off, but I tried and I didn't want to ruin anything from the collage. I wanted to keep it exactly how it looks, so I actually cut it out with an X-Acto knife and a self-healing mat to make sure that I get the most precise cuts. And I think this was like the best plan of action because I got, I think, almost all of the beautiful elements that I wanted to use from that envelope. Since I had my X-Acto knife out already, I decided to fussy cut the center portion of this film strip washi to make a little window because I have been so inspired by all the Taiwanese creators and other Japanese stationery, I guess, brands that have been releasing like film strip like washis or PET tapes, and I really wanted to get that look without spending any more money because I have been trying to limit my stationery spending. I think I've been pretty good overall, but in April specifically, I bought a lot because there was the B-side rarities release with Traveler's Company, and I just was trying out different stationery brands because I have been streaming more stationery content on Twitch, and I just have been enabled by all the wonderful people on that site. So I, have been spending a lot more, but I thought I could get the look for less and just use this film strip ephemera piece as a window, and then kind of fill in that little window piece with a fun element. And I think you saw it earlier, but there was this beautiful like olive sprig, I guess clear sticker that was in the Happy Mail that Natasha sent over. So I thought I would use that and use the reverse side of today's spread because this is vellum that we're using today, and I wanted to play with the translucency. I keep mixing it up. I'm pretty sure it's translucency, but since there will be some show through on the other side, I thought it'd be really cool. And as you can see, you get like a faint ghosted image of that olive sprig, which I think is super cool. That's one thing that I have been wanting to play around more recently with vellum, because sometimes I just use vellum like any other spread or any other paper, but in fact, I should probably be more mindful with it, because you are using a transparent material and it's kind of fun to forward plan and to use the vellum a certain way so you can use it for two spreads, because when it's in this position, it kind of matters what the other spread before it looks, and then when you're at the other side, kind of the reverse side, you still have to take into account what's behind it. So you're kind of working with two spreads at once, which is a little bit trippy. And one thing that I had trouble with in this spread is actually trying to use or cover up parts that have already been covered up at the front of the vellum sheet, if that makes any sense. So we did our prior collaging, so when we flip it over, there's going to be like the backside of the craft, and that looks cool, but I thought it would be nice to collage over top of that, since I didn't want to collage over the other transparent parts, because then we would have just rendered this vellum sheet useless because it's been covered up with all this collaging. So it was kind of interesting navigating that, and it's always a fun task. I think this is the most fun and the most thinking I do when I journal, because you're kind of planning as you go, but I think I'm one to kind of just tape things down instead of planning all of the layers and stuff in my collages, and I'm cool with that. But some people love to pre-plan, and that's cool too. But yeah, you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 here, because you're seeing like the first spread, and then you're seeing like a larger spread at the back. And in these journal spreads, I'm actually just journaling about the Happy Mail. I mean, it's incredibly meta, because we're using the Happy Mail and then we're journaling about the Happy Mail that we received. But I always think that's fun and really funny. It's like using like a traveler's notebook washi tape in your traveler's notebook. It's like a nice meta moment. And I think I did use the traveler's notebook washi. Yep, we did. We used the black one up top over there. And the film, nope, not film strip, the map paper in this mixed paper insert from Baumkuchen, which is like, I think 2 or 3 years old already. I don't know if they're selling this. There's actually a map page that has the Philippines on it, which is so funny, because my family immigrated to the Philippines when I was, I don't know, like 4 years old. So, you know, first generation Filipino here. So I wanted to rep my home or my mother country there. So I tried to make sure that I didn't cover it up with collaging. And I thought it was really cool, because it suddenly made this journal spread a lot more, I don't know, grounded to my identity, which was unexpected but very welcome. And then this tip in at the bottom is actually Natasha's little note to me, and I wanted to kind of give it a torn edge, but I felt kind of guilty because I was tearing up her note, but I realized that there was enough room to add a torn edge, so I didn't tear up Natasha's note. Do not panic, but it's still underneath there, so if you flip up, you'll see her note. But yeah, I have been checking back and forth to see how the layering is looking, because I want it to look good and to see how the translucency is working out. But yeah, it was a really fun journal spread to work on, and I think it's always a nice challenge to use supplies that come with like a Happy Meal package, because it's like curated by the sender, and it kind of has some sort of identity. It kind of shows what the sender likes, but I know that people also curate Happy Mail to match the recipient, so it kind of goes both ways. To finish this whole spread off, we used this beautiful kind of amber wax seal. It almost looks like fossilized amber, which is not a Tim Holtz color. It's also a real thing that exists in real life, but yeah, it's such a beautiful wax seal, and I couldn't not use it in these two journal spreads. And this is the completed, I don't know what to call it. It's like 1.5 spreads, 2 spreads. I don't know. It feels like it's 2 spreads, but it's 1. I don't know. But I'm really happy with this front page, because I got to use the beautiful collaging that Natasha did. So I don't take a lot of credit for this journal spread, because the corner collages are all Natasha's work. So it's so beautiful, and I'm so glad that I got to use that film strip in a fun and creative way. And I was also able to use some of the beautiful stationery that Natasha sent over. I think that's it, folks. I'll see you next Monday. Be sure to check out all the links down below, and I'll see you on Twitch for some weekly live streams. Bye, everyone.